I've played a lot of games, but some just hit differently right from the start. You know that feeling when a game grabs you in the first hour and suddenly it's 3 a.m. and you're still playing? Whether it's the combat, the world, or the story, some games just have that magic. In this video, I'm sharing 15 single-player games that had me completely hooked from the moment I picked up the controller. If you're looking for games that will pull you in and refuse to let go, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. From the very first moment, Ori and the Will of the Wisps pulls you into its enchanting world with a blend of breathtaking visuals, fluid movement, and an emotional narrative that tugs at your heartstrings. The game refines everything that made its predecessor special, from its tight platforming mechanics to the immersive world design. The first hour introduces you to Ori's smooth, acrobatic movement, with new abilities unlocking as you explore lush forests, eerie caverns, and dazzling landscapes. The vibrant, hand-painted art style and emotionally charged orchestral score make every moment feel cinematic. The game's Metroidvania-inspired structure encourages exploration, rewarding curiosity with secrets, upgrades, and hidden lore. But what really hooks you is the emotional storytelling. Within minutes, you're already invested in Ori's journey, feeling every moment of triumph and heartbreak. And then the first major chase sequence happens, a breathtaking, pulse-pounding escape that solidifies Ori and the Will of the Wisps as one of the most immersive experiences in modern gaming. The moment you step into the Federal Bureau of Control, you know something isn't right. Control throws you straight into a world of unsettling architecture, eerie whispers, and a creeping sense of paranoia that grips you from the start. You play as Jessie Faden, a woman drawn to the Bureau by mysterious forces, only to find herself in the middle of a supernatural crisis. Within the first hour, you unlock your first telekinetic abilities, allowing you to hurl objects, dodge bullets, and defy gravity in spectacular fashion. Combat is fluid and intense, combining third-person shooting with reality-warping powers that make every encounter a thrill. But it's the world itself that keeps you hooked. The shifting hallways, cryptic files, and bizarre entities lurking in the shadows create an atmosphere unlike any other. The storytelling is deep, layered with mystery and psychological intrigue, making every new discovery feel like peeling back another layer of an impossibly weird, yet fascinating reality. Gris is less of a game and more of an emotional experience, captivating you from the very first frame. It tells a story of grief and healing without a single line of dialogue, instead relying on stunning visuals, a hauntingly beautiful soundtrack, and masterful environmental storytelling. You begin as a lost, fragile girl in a world that seems broken, with only a flowing dress that gradually gains new abilities as you progress. The first hour is a breathtaking journey through watercolor-like landscapes that change as you regain strength. There's no combat, no enemies, only a deeply personal adventure where platforming mechanics evolve in harmony with the protagonist's emotional journey. Every new area introduces awe-inspiring color changes, shifting from desolation to hope as you unlock movement abilities like double jumping and swimming. The world is melancholic yet uplifting, and before you realize it, you're completely immersed in Gris's silent but deeply emotional world, eager to see what beauty awaits around the next corner. From the very first scene, A Plague Tale, Innocence hooks you with its gripping atmosphere, tense storytelling, and unique blend of stealth and survival mechanics. You play as Amisha, a young girl forced to protect her sickly younger brother Hugo as they flee from the relentless Inquisition and a horrifying plague of supernatural rats. The game wastes no time in immersing you into its dark medieval world, where danger lurks in every shadow. The first hour alone has you sneaking past ruthless soldiers, solving environmental puzzles, and experiencing the sheer terror of the rat swarms, flesh-eating creatures that react to light and darkness in a terrifyingly realistic way. But beneath the horror, there's an emotional core. The bond between Amisha and Hugo grows with every step, making their struggle feel personal and heartbreaking. With a mix of stealth, light puzzle solving, and nerve-wracking tension, a plague tale. Innocence grabs hold of you early on and never lets go, making it one of the most compelling single-player experiences out there.
So that's their plague. Rats. The priest spoke of a way out, through the crypt.
Amicia! The three statues!
The crypt of the three saints. It's the exit the father spoke of. Oh, we have to find another way.
The moment Vampyr begins, you're thrown into a dark and brooding world teeming with moral dilemmas, supernatural mystery, and fast-paced combat. You play as Dr. Jonathan Reed, a renowned doctor who wakes up in a mass grave, only to discover he has become a vampire. The first hour is an emotional roller coaster, as Jonathan struggles to understand his new reality, torn between his Hippocratic oath and his bloodthirsty urges. The game immediately challenges you with meaningful choices. Who do you feed on to grow stronger? Who do you spare? Every decision alters the world, shaping the fate of London's districts and their inhabitants. The combat is a blend of melee and ranged attacks, combined with dark vampiric powers that let you teleport, drain blood, and manipulate enemies. But what truly makes Vampyr gripping is its atmosphere: fog-covered streets, desperate citizens, and a narrative filled with mystery and tragedy. Within minutes, you're hooked, eager to unravel Jonathan's past, embrace his powers, and decide whether he'll be a savior or a monster. From the very first moment, Prey grips you with its eerie atmosphere, psychological tension, and deep sense of mystery. You wake up as Morgan Yu, a scientist aboard the space station Talos Worst, only to quickly realize that nothing is as it seems. The first hour introduces you to the game's mind-bending narrative with a shocking twist. Your reality is fabricated, and the station has been overrun by terrifying alien creatures known as the Typhon. The moment you encounter the first mimic, an alien that can disguise itself as everyday objects, you realize just how unpredictable and nerve-wracking this game will be. The combat is innovative, allowing you to use futuristic weapons and abilities, including the iconic glue cannon, which lets you freeze enemies or create makeshift paths. But it's the freedom of choice that makes Prey so gripping. Exploration, hacking, and even shaping your character's abilities through alien DNA keep you constantly engaged. The station feels alive, every audio log and secret revealing more about its tragic downfall, making it impossible to stop playing once you step into its haunting corridors.
Scanning target, no alien material detected.
The opening of Ghost of Tsushima is pure cinematic brilliance, throwing you into an epic battle that immediately immerses you in its world. You play as Jin Sakai, a samurai who barely survives a brutal Mongol invasion. The game wastes no time in establishing its high-stakes narrative. Within the first hour, Jin's honor, home, and everything he stands for are shattered, forcing him to embrace a new way of fighting. From the moment you take control, the fluid sword combat feels incredibly satisfying, with every duel carrying weight and precision. The world of Tsushima is stunning, with golden forests, misty mountain paths, and breathtaking vistas that make even riding through the landscape an experience in itself. The first hour teases the freedom to approach combat your way, either as an honorable samurai or a stealthy ghost, and that freedom is what keeps you hooked. Whether it's the engaging story, intense combat, or the sheer beauty of Tsushima, this game ensures you won't want to put the controller down. Sifu wastes no time in throwing you into its brutal, fast-paced combat system, and from the very first fight, you know you're in for a challenge. The game starts with a gripping prologue that sets up a revenge-driven storyline, but the real hook is its unique aging mechanic. Every time you fall in battle, you age, becoming more skilled but also more fragile. The first hour is an adrenaline rush, forcing you to master precise dodges, counters, and devastating combos as you take on rooms full of enemies in beautifully choreographed action sequences. The world is deeply inspired by martial arts cinema, and every fight feels like a scene straight out of a classic kung fu film. The more you play, the more you refine your skills, and that learning curve makes it nearly impossible to put the game down. It's challenging, yes, but it's also incredibly rewarding. The moment you clear a fight flawlessly, you feel like a true martial arts master, and that feeling keeps you coming back for more. Mad Max throws you straight into a post-apocalyptic wasteland where survival is brutal, and every moment feels like a fight for dominance. The game opens with Max being stripped of his prized car and left for dead, instantly setting up a gripping, revenge-driven narrative. Within the first hour, you get a taste of the game's intense vehicular combat, bone-crunching melee fights, and sprawling open-world exploration. The wasteland is desolate yet beautiful, filled with enemy strongholds, hidden loot, and dangerous convoys waiting to be ambushed. The hook of Mad Max is its deep car customization. Early on, you start building your new ride, the Magnum Opus, upgrading it with better armor, weapons, and speed enhancements. The combat is just as satisfying, with brutal hand-to-hand brawls inspired by the Arkham series, making every punch, counter, and finishing move feel impactful. The first hour sets the tone perfectly, making you feel like a lone warrior carving a path through chaos. And from that moment on, you're completely immersed in its unforgiving world. Gylt is the kind of game that pulls you in with its eerie atmosphere and unsettling world. Right from the start, you step into the shoes of Sally, a young girl searching for her missing cousin in a nightmarish, twisted version of her town. The game's opening moments introduce you to its dark, fog-covered streets and hauntingly empty buildings, setting a tone that's equal parts creepy and melancholic. The first hour teaches you stealth mechanics, as you sneak past terrifying shadow creatures that lurk in the darkness, using only a flashlight to defend yourself. But what keeps you hooked is the game's psychological horror elements. It's not just about monsters, it's about confronting fears, loneliness, and trauma. The storytelling is subtle yet gripping, with environmental clues and cryptic messages that make you want to uncover the town's mysteries. It's a game that blends stealth, puzzles, and horror in a way that feels fresh, and once you step into its unsettling world, you won't be able to stop playing until you see where Sally's journey leads.
Monsters are everywhere. What are they? What do they want?
The moment you step into Ghostrunner 2, you're hit with a rush of pure adrenaline. The game throws you into its cyberpunk world with lightning-fast parkour, wall running, and intense sword combat that makes every move feel precise and exhilarating. The first hour alone is a relentless test of skill, demanding perfect timing as you slash through enemies, dodge incoming fire, and chain together fluid movements to survive. What makes it so addictive is the instant respawn system. Every mistake teaches you something, and within minutes you're retrying sections with newfound mastery. The neon-lit environments are stunning, and the pulsating synthwave soundtrack keeps your heart racing. New mechanics like a motorcycle chase sequence and enhanced enemy AI keep you on your toes, ensuring that every second is as thrilling as the last. Once you start slicing through foes like a cybernetic ninja, there's no turning back. Ghostrunner 2 hooks you with its perfect blend of speed, challenge, and style.
tunnel ahead. He's going for the emergency hatch. Aren't they supposed to be shut? I don't think he cares about safety regulations. I mean, can he even open it? We'll find out, won't we? This is it. I'm mobilizing everyone. All the climbers teams will attempt to intercept him.
The first hour of Star Wars Jedi. Survivor instantly reminds you why being a Jedi is so damn cool. You return as Cal Kestis, now a fully fledged warrior, and from the very first battle, the combat feels sharper, more refined, and deeply satisfying. Lightsaber duels are intense, with enemies that react intelligently, forcing you to master parries, dodges, and force abilities to survive. The game wastes no time in throwing cinematic action at you, whether it's escaping from the Empire, platforming across massive structures, or engaging in breathtakingly choreographed fights. But what makes it truly addictive is the world itself. Every planet feels alive, filled with secrets, hidden paths, and NPCs that make you want to explore every corner. Within the first hour, you realize that this isn't just a sequel, it's an evolution, one that lets you embrace the full potential of a Jedi. Once you're in, the mix of combat, exploration, and storytelling ensures you won't want to put it down.
Time to get after it.
Throwing a grenade.
The first hour of Rise of the Tomb Raider is an absolute thrill ride, throwing you into breathtaking action sequences and cinematic storytelling that immediately hook you. You step into the boots of Lara Croft as she embarks on a dangerous expedition in Siberia, and within minutes you're scaling icy cliffs, escaping avalanches, and uncovering ancient ruins filled with secrets. The game's movement and platforming feel incredibly fluid, making every leap, climb, and narrow escape feel tense yet exhilarating. Combat is fast-paced and satisfying, blending stealth, archery, and brutal melee takedowns. But what really keeps you hooked is the sense of discovery. The game rewards exploration with hidden tombs, relics, and puzzles that make you feel like a true adventurer. Every moment feels like you're in an action movie, and once you start unraveling the mystery of the lost city of Kitej, you'll be too invested to stop playing.
They've got the rest back up near the cathedral. What was that?
From the very first moment, Stellar Blade captivates you with its jaw-dropping visuals and incredibly fluid combat. Playing as Eve, a warrior sent to reclaim Earth from monstrous alien creatures, you are immediately thrust into an intense battle for survival. The action is fast, precise, and deeply satisfying, requiring well-timed dodges and counters to defeat enemies in stylish, high-speed encounters. The world feels both haunting and beautiful, filled with the ruins of civilization and mysterious remnants of humanity's past. What makes the first hour so gripping is the sense of progression. Right away, you start unlocking new abilities, discovering secrets, and piecing together the game's rich lore. The combat has a Nier Automata meets Sekiro vibe, rewarding skillful play while keeping the challenge high. With a strong sci-fi narrative, breathtaking environments, and combat that feels as smooth as it looks, Stellar Blade hooks you in an instant, making it nearly impossible to put down. The first hour of The Witcher 3. Wild Hunt is pure storytelling and immersion at its finest. You step into the boots of Geralt of Rivia, a monster hunter navigating a war-torn, morally complex world. Right from the start, the game's incredible writing and voice acting pull you into its rich narrative as you embark on a quest to find your missing ward, Ciri. The opening areas introduce you to its deep combat system, mixing swordplay, magic, and alchemy, as well as its stunning open world, filled with breathtaking landscapes and intriguing side quests. But what truly hooks you is the storytelling. Even the smallest missions have meaningful choices and consequences that make every decision feel weighty. Whether you're hunting terrifying beasts, getting involved in political schemes, or just exploring the vast countryside, The Witcher 3 makes it impossible to walk away. Once you experience the world of Geralt, you'll be completely absorbed for hundreds of hours. And there you have it, 15 incredible single-player games that will grip you from the very first hour and refuse to let go. If you've played any of these, let me know which one grabbed you the fastest, or if there's another game that had you obsessed from the start. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss more gaming content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.